Class 6A is going to present the morning assembly. Topic for our assembly is self-motivation.
Stars can't shine without darkness. Self-motivation. They are able because they think they are able. Self-motivation is the mental determination and way to achieve what we want. It is the key to happiness and mentally related to our minds. It prompts us to think where we want to go and what we want to do. The other is related to action. It guides us to achieve what we desire. Self-motivated person determine the goals and act strongly to achieve them. Thank you.
Those who try to do something and fail are infinitely better than those who try to do nothing and succeed. In order to be motivated, one must be self-confident. The most important point in self-motivation is believing in oneself. Believing in oneself is the very basis of successful self-motivation. Believing in oneself helps to develop positive attitude. Faith in oneself, faith in others, and faith in God will help us move mountains.
It doesn't matter how many resources you have. If you don't know how to use them, they will never be enough. If we want to improve our positions in life, if we want to be happier and more successful, if we want to set newer, more records, if we want to do anything at all, even though it may seem utterly impossible, we must get self-motivated.
Success doesn't just come and find you. You have to go out and get it. Edison, the greatest inventor the world has known, had a resolute self-confidence. Edison was not able to get along with teachers and students, and hence he discontinued his studies. He received only 4 years of formal schooling, but he taught himself, reading physics and chemistry books, and the Bible, and setting up a small laboratory at home. Despite constant financial problems, Edison was on a creative rampage. He became one of the best scientists due to his self-motivation.
When you want something, or the universe conspires to help you to achieve it. A friend of Thomas Edison asked him about the results of his experiments. Thomas Edison exclaimed, marveling at the bewildering total of his failures. 50,000 experiments. For example, before he succeeded a new storage battery results, he said, "Why man, I have got lots of results. I know 50,000 things that won't work."
Self-motivation can be cultivated through making a list of goals in one's life, arranging them in order of priority and setting a date to reach them, listing the steps one must take to reach one's goals, listing the qualities of personal behavior to reach these goals. It is rightly said, I may not be there yet, but I am closer than I was yesterday.
Identifying the qualities one lacks to achieve these goals, overcoming the negative qualities, thinking positively about all the things including oneself. It is rightly said, what matters most is how you see yourself. It is rightly said, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. Expecting the best and always doing the best, focusing on one's goals constantly and visualizing them as being fulfilled, looking forward and far away. Willing to pay the price to achieve one's goal, living in yourself. Recall the moments in your life when you have met with self-motivation. The person who says it cannot be done should not end up the person doing it. The advantages of self-motivation. What advantages of being self-motivated. Compare persons with self-motivation and lack of self-motivation. Think of a news item, short story, magazine article, literary piece, skit, street play, folk song, poem, film, biography, photo, painting, and radio serial depicting this value.
Now, class 6A will show you a video on self-motivation. present a poem.
When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road we are trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Often the struggler has given up when he might capture the winter's cup, and he learned too late when the night slipped down how close he was to the golden crown. Success in his failure turned inside out. The silver tinge of clouds of doubt, and you can never tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when you are hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you mustn't quit.
Now, the students of class 6A are going to present a song.
morning. I must tell you that today the boys were very, very noisy. Now you're quiet. There was a message. Today's assembly is organized by Class 6A. They've taken a lot of trouble. And they want to give you a message. And a very important message is self-motivation. And while they were speaking about self-motivation, you showed no interest. You had no motivation to listen to them. I hope in the next assembly, you will maintain silence. It just takes 15 to 20 minutes. And also, this is a forum or this is the stage where you come up. Some of you may become great scholars, speakers, officers, government officials, ministers, maybe in the army. And all that begins from here. The foundation for all this will be laid in your school, in your classroom. We need to have motivation to do well in life. We do many things not because of motivation, because you are forced to do it. For example, the silence during the program. If you are motivated to listen to them, the principal or teachers don't have to tell you, keep quiet. If you keep quiet because I have told you, that's not motivation. You are forced. It's maybe because due to fear, due to force, due to threat. That will not help you nor us. Motivation comes from your heart. I must know that this is the way to do it. I should know that I will never give up. I should not give up. And I will never give up. That is motivation. Life is not a story of successes. If you know the stories of the great scientists or scholars or the great people, their life began with failure, utter failure. You must have heard or you will hear in future the story of Abraham Lincoln, Nelson Mandela, Edison. Ask them. Read their stories. They all failed. But they were successful because they were motivated. There was self-motivation, and also the teachers and the parents motivated them, inspired them. How many of you got 0 in maths? At least once. Raise your hand. 0 in maths. One person. Who's that boy? Come here. Come fast. Now. Oh, there are many zeros now. Stand there. Oh, the more are coming. You stand here. Okay, stand there. Come here. Okay. At least these boys have a chance of becoming the principal of SEM in future. Because the present principal got 0 in math many times. I'm not proud of getting 0 in math, but I just want to tell you, my story changed. I used to get 0 up to class 8 most of the times. 0 in math. 0 in English dictation. We used to have a slate. Those times we never used to take books. Those slate, and you write. And I was one of those famous students in class 3 or 4 who used to get 0 in English dictation. And the punishment for getting 0 in English dictation was, with the slate, 0 there, and go to all the classes like this in a line. And I was not the only one, I had a lot of companions. Okay, English was a second language. And when we used to go to the classes, all will say shape, shape, shape. Now you can't say that. It will run away, the voice will run away. First few times, it was a regular feature. There are some outstanding students outside the class or outside the office. First day they'll feel sad, second day they'll cry, third day they'll smile. So first day we'll cry, sad. The fourth time, when we used to go, we used to say shape, shape, shape. Okay. But in maths, up to class 8, in my mind, I said I will never ever pass in maths. Never. Even the teachers thought, this man will never pass in maths. But the story changed when I came to class 9. And I hated maths. And her name was, she was a new teacher, we were our first batch, and she was our class teacher. She started taking extra classes, she made maths interesting, and she told us that you have to study maths in a different way, work out. I began to like maths. She taught us algebra and arithmetic, not geometry, unfortunately. So in her subject, within few months, a student like me, I was not the only one person. There were other 4-5 boys who used to be 0. We started scoring, that time first paper, arithmetic and algebra, 65. And we started getting 65 out of 65. And I enjoyed math, but geometry, I find it difficult. After class 10, okay. After class 10, that was the end of my maths. I wanted to do maths, but I joined the brothers in class 11 in St. Joseph PU College where I was principal. They had no science, it was arts. Arts had 2 sections, education and arts, and commerce. Since I joined the brothers and I had to teach, I was told to take arts. After 2 years of my class 11 and 12, I went to Shillong. I did 1 year graduation, then I had to do my novitiate. After the novitiate, 2 years of training of the brothers, I was sent back to Mangalore. My first teaching. When I went to teach there, I was told to teach maths. Class 8, math, and I have not done maths after class 10, but I loved maths, I taught them. And fortunately, I got the chance to teach maths to the son of that same, daughter of that same teacher who taught me maths. You know, that was a great privilege, but that's the end of my maths after that. I taught in class 8. I had to learn a lot of things, new things. If you come now and ask me maths, I will not know. Now it's very, very, very advanced, so never come to me for maths. Okay, you have got maths teachers. But you can come and teach me maths, I'll be very, very happy. Even now, my favorite subject would be maths. I enjoy it. So, good boys, future principal, book your admissions now, okay? Go ahead. Now what happened to me? What was my story? I did not become intelligent, I did not become smart, it was only one thing. The teacher motivated us, when she motivated us, we were motivated. We were so interested in maths, the subject that I hated for 8 years, from 1 to 8. I used to get from my dad from the bed for getting low marks. I loved the subject 9 and 10, and even I taught maths for a few years. It is a motivation from the teachers. I trusted the teacher. Later on, it was self-motivation. If this is my story, I'm sure there will be many of you will have similar stories. You don't need to be intelligent. You don't need to be smart. As long as you are motivated, you will be successful. Failures will be there. Don't worry about the failures. So thank you very much to class 6A. I'm very happy you had this message. So thank you. Second, last assembly in class 7B. Yes. And I gave one message. What was the message? Cleanliness. Now I'm going to tell you. I learned a lesson and I saw many other boys learn that lesson because of that story. And where is that whom we call DVDs here? Come here. That Badmash, come up. Yes. Fast, fast. Now, around 3 days back, you have to listen. Maybe one day DVD. He is known as DVD. It's a nice name. Easy to remember there. Okay. I gave you my story. Now I'll tell you DVD story. Maybe DVD will have similar story. I was standing outside my office and watching the boys playing futta during the lunch break. And I saw this Badmash also playing futta. While eating futta, he was eating what? Choco? I have never had it. No one has offered me that. Choco sip. He was having choco sip and he was playing. And I said, let me watch this boy. I said, I observe. I don't need CCTV cameras. He played for around 5 or 10 minutes. Then he went to the main field. Then he came back. No choco sip wrapper. I called him up. Come up. He came with his bodyguard. He thought the brother is going to get me today. So I asked him, where is the wrapper of that choco sip? Where did you throw? I didn't throw, he says. Where is it? Did you put it in the dustbin? No. I said, where is it? It is in my pocket. I said, you are not finished it. That's why I put it in. No, brother, I finished it. And I asked him to show me that wrapper. And he showed it. So I said, very good, I said. Throw that wrapper in my dustbin. And put it in the dustbin. Then I gave him a chocolate. I'm giving you a demo again here. Take. Then I got to show me how to throw the wrapper. Okay? Yeah. So, give him a big hand. Go. After that, in the evening or the next day, many boys came to me and said, brother, we have wrappers in my pocket. No one offered me a chocolate, but they showed me the wrappers here. Okay? So I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy that many of you learned a lesson. Yesterday I took class 6 boarders to Tiffin Talk and I told them not to throw, and they were very, very good. So, we are trying to keep our campus clean. I told you last week, I will be telling you again and again and again and again until you say, yes, I must do it. Do not throw wrappers. If you see things, you remove it, even though you have not done it. Now our campus is much better. Okay? Another thing that you have to remember is, save earth, save energy, put off the lights when you don't use it in the classroom, close the door. Okay? And you are learning. I'm really good. So thank you for listening to us, listening to your teachers. That day I came to your class on Saturday. We are expecting a visitor. I wanted to come and tell you, keep your classroom clean. Most of the classrooms are very, very clean. So thank you. And I felt so happy. Good. And the last thing, there is one cultural program on the 27th. I announced it because we can put around 280 students in the auditorium. So we cannot allow. It's a very beautiful program. There are dances and a lot of messages are there. I would like to see many students, but you have to pay for it because we have to pay 50,000 rupees to them, then other expenses. So the program is on the 27th morning, 9 o'clock. We had kept that option open from classes 8 to 12. Now, those who are interested, that's during the school time only, on Saturday, coming Saturday. Now we will open it to 6 and 7. Those who are really interested to see this show, these are professional children who go around, poor children. Okay, they are going all over UP, UK, Uttarakhand and other states. So those who are interested, give your money by Wednesday to your class teachers. Because we can't take more than 280 students, some staff members, maybe maximum 300, there's no place. So first come, then we'll keep it to then we'll put the borders. Okay, that we build them there. So Class teachers also please do collect. So thank you very much. God bless you.
Now, please stand in attention for the college anthem, followed by the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक